Hello, fans. Welcome to our MetsFan884 podcast, episode 5, previewing the matches for Money in the Bank coming up this Sunday on the WWE Network, live from Stamford, Connecticut's WWE Global Headquarters. Well, we just got finished SmackDown a few minutes ago. King Corbin standing tall on top of the ladder, probably making fans think that Corbin's going to win the match this Sunday. I basically don't see it happening with the stiff competition he has coming up. But anyway, SmackDown is over. The weekend WWE is over, but Money in the Bank is right around the corner this Sunday. So I would recommend wrestling Twitter take a little break from the long week of wrestling we've had and prepare for Money in the Bank this Sunday. This podcast is going to be looking to run down the card of Money in the Bank and give you my predictions, and I will give you my favorite Money in the Bank matches of all time. Or my favorite Money in the Bank match of all time. You can give me yours either under this video on YouTube or on my Facebook page, or tweet me at my Twitter account at MetsFan884 on Twitter. I can't believe this. Okay, I'm about to pull up the card right now for Money in the Bank. As we all know, I gotta deal with freaking mobile devices. So stay with me, fans. This will be hopefully not a long podcast. Hopefully this other phone of mine will work with me right now. Yeah, let's also break some bad news to fans out there while we're waiting for the match card to pull up. It was reported earlier today that the mayor of Boston has banned large gatherings in Boston until September, so it looks like SummerSlam will be at the WWE Performance Center instead of in Boston. I don't know how you fans feel about that, but a lot of fans are basically ticked off to the highest level of ticksility after hearing that news. That basically means that if WWE does go ahead with Sasha versus Bayley, it will most likely be at the WWE Performance Center at SummerSlam and not a part of the actual building in Boston, the Fleet Center. Or TD Gardens, I'm sorry. Okay, here's the match card, and I'm going to give you my predictions. First off is the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match between Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Carmella, and Nia Jax. Now, these women qualified in the Money in the Bank match in qualifying matches, unlike last year when they just put them in the match helter-skelter. They were actually qualifying matches this year. Now, a lot of people, since hearing that Becky Lynch is going to confront the Money in the Bank winner this coming Monday night on Raw, think that Shayna Baszler is a shoo-in for to win this match. I think that's basically saying WWE is predictable, which they sometimes can be, but you never know. It could be anybody who can win this match. Could be Nia, could be Asuka, could be somebody from SmackDown. They didn't exactly say that the winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match has to cash in on the SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley. If Bayley survives Tamina this Sunday, they said just the Money in the Bank winner can cash in. So you never know what can happen Sunday. You know who can win Money in the Bank. Who knows? It might be Lacey. We might see Lacey versus Becky Part 2. It'd just be a little big difference from last year because last year Lacey was she's gaining more experience as the the weeks go on. I'm not gonna say she's experienced yet. She's still a rookie. This is only her. This Sunday will only be her 400th day on the main roster, but it could be a totally big difference from the last rivalry they had. Also, the men's Money in the Bank. So, if you want my prediction on who to win this match, I told you I don't want to do predictions because sometimes my predictions are right, and if I'm right, I will get mad. People will get mad at me if I'm right most of the time, but I don't hope I'm not right. But my prediction is, of course, obviously, if not Lacey Evans, Asuka, or Dana Brooke. Somebody who has not been a champion yet. But I know a lot of people want Asuka to win this match. So if Asuka wins, we could see Asuka versus Becky again. Hopefully with a different outcome. Hopefully Asuka gets back the championship. Gets back some of the credibility WWE pooped away when they had her lose her streak to Charlotte a couple of years ago. Knowing Vince McMahon, I wouldn't exactly bet on it, but who knows? I would actually like to see the winner of this women's Money in the Bank match to cash in on Charlotte. Just me. They didn't exactly say what women's champion you had to cash in on. It could be Bayley or Tamina. It could be Becky Lynch. Or I would like to see somebody cash in on Charlotte. Just like Bayley did last year. Also, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. For Monday Night Raw, we have Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black, and AJ Styles. For SmackDown, King Corbin, Daniel Bryan, and Otis. King Corbin ended SmackDown tonight on top of the ladder. And of course, Corey Graves, the biggest King Corbin fan in the WWE universe, saying that that's going to be what happens on Sunday. But after what Corbin did the first time he won Money in the Bank, do we really want to deal with that again? Him blowing another cash in? Maybe this time he'll be smart about it. Maybe he won't start a fight with somebody before he cashes in. I, for one, would like to see somebody who hasn't been Money in the Bank winner win this match, because we have two past Money in the Bank winners in this match. If you believe any internet reports, and I know a lot of people do, you read a lot of reports going around that Vince is actually very, very impressed by Otis. So if I know Vince, he'll have Otis win this, which will be kind of interesting, because I don't know about you, but I would like to see Otis as WWE or Universal champion. It could happen. It's possible. It's not out of the realm. Not out of the realm possibility. Anything's possible in WWE. So my prediction for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match: either Aleister Black or Otis. Also at Money in the Bank. Also at Money in the Bank this Sunday, a huge match pitting the New Day against Lucha House Party, against the Forgotten Sons, against Miz and Morrison, in a fatal 4-way match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Now, if you've never seen a fatal 4-way, and I know all of us have, there's no disqualification, no count out, pinfall submission only. First team to get the pin wins. Now, New Day is the 8-time tag team champions, and I know a lot of people out there are tired of New Day as tag team champions. But you gotta give Vince credit for going with the popular choice for tag team champions. New Day is apparently one of the most popular tag teams on the roster. But I would have to say that this match has to go to the Forgotten Sons. A lot of people have been making a lot of jokes about the Forgotten Sons since they got called up 2 weeks ago. And basically, I find them pretty funny. But yeah, after NXT basically pooped the bed with the Forgotten Sons, it will basically be good to see the Forgotten Sons get some kind of tag team glory somewhere in WWE. So you ask me my prediction for this match: Forgotten Sons wins the tag team titles. Now, this evening on SmackDown, we saw a awesome face-to-face between Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Bray keeps bringing up the past that Braun was brought to WWE by Bray and the Wyatt family. Bray said, Braun says that he's not the same guy he used to be back in the Wyatt family. He's changed. He's more human-like than he was when he was the black sheep of the Wyatt family. And I gotta agree. He's actually talkative now. Back then, he only used to say one word. Now, I don't see WWE taking the championship off of Braun Strowman yet, but you never know with World Wrestling Entertainment. Vince has been doing a lot of things lately to make the fans at home happy. So, I would say Bray wins this match. Bray becomes the new Universal Champion. Hold on, I'm about to see if I'm forgetting a match right now. Because I don't want to forget any matches on this card. They haven't added any matches, so I'm kind of doubting I missed out on any. Oh yeah, for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley defends against Tamina. Now, if you saw tonight on SmackDown, Tamina pinned Bayley in their tag team match with her and Lacey versus Sasha and Bayley. Now, the hacker, that hacker again. Some people are speculating they know who it is. I'm very interested in seeing who it is. The hacker revealed that the truth will be revealed. And upon that video package, it showed Sasha and Bayley. Now, I don't know if this means that Sasha and Bayley are going to split at Money in the Bank, or something's going to happen between the two at Money in the Bank to cause a split. But if fans want Sasha versus Bayley, it's going to have to be a split. At some point, could be Sunday, could be next week on SmackDown, who knows. Now, I'm not going to predict Tamina to win the title, although I would like to see that. But I think WWE is probably going to look to make fans happy, push the Sasha versus Bayley storyline, but keep the title on Bayley. I know, fans, I know. WWE kind of took the buzz away from the Sasha versus Bayley SummerSlam match with this whole news about SummerSlam not happening at the Performance Center. Instead, it's happening not happening in Boston. It's happening may happen at the Performance Center if they don't find another location. The mayor of Boston has declared no groups of large crowds until September at least. So that basically means that SummerSlam might have to be moved to either another venue, or we'll be seeing another WWE pay-per-view at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, which basically means SummerSlam could be just like WrestleMania. Could be 2 nights of SummerSlam. Who knows? I wouldn't mind seeing a 2-night SummerSlam. People like the 2-night WrestleMania. Wouldn't hurt. Also tonight, also at Money in the Bank, Drew McIntyre will defend the WWE Championship against Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah. Now, Seth and Drew have been trading blows the last couple of weeks. Seth returned to Raw with a curb stomp on Drew at the Drew's match with Angel Garza a few weeks back. Drew almost claymored Seth this past Monday before Seth got away. And it seems like with the WWE Universe, Drew McIntyre's popularity is growing. Seth Rollins is Drew's first challenger. Much like a lot of people are predicting on social media, I don't see WWE taking the title off Drew this early. I see him retaining against Seth and possibly moving to another opponent. Who knows? It could be the men's Money in the Bank winner. Who knows? Because I wouldn't mind seeing whoever wins Money in the Bank this year cash in the same night. Because let's be real, basically, other than Bayley, when she's facing Tamina this Sunday, Becky Lynch ain't got nothing to do. So, like, say somebody from SmackDown wins Money in the Bank, bring them to Raw. It wouldn't hurt. They didn't say what championship the person has to go for. They said the winner gets a title opportunity. Money in the Bank is a title opportunity. They didn't say what brand. They didn't say Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. Could be anybody. Now, the rules of the Money in the Bank match are kind of unique this year. Both Money in the Bank matches will happen at the same time. Despite Wikipedia having them as separate matches, they will happen at the same time. You will start at the ground floor of WWE Global Headquarters in Stanford and you're going to make it all the way to the roof of the building. You can either take the stairs or the elevator. This match can go anywhere. Anywhere. The boardroom, Mr. McMahon's office, anywhere. But the first person to get to the roof, retrieve a ladder, climb it, and retrieve the briefcase, both the men's and women's briefcase, wins. Now, I already gave my prediction for those two matches. Lacey Evans or Asuka for the women. Otis or AJ Styles for the men. A lot of people are going to say, oh, Izzy, MetsFan884, you obviously going to pick Lacey. I'm sorry if I upset you. I said Lacey, Asuka, or Dana Brooke. I wouldn't mind anybody else winning this match as long as it's not Shayna Baszler. I don't know how many people on Twitter are going to agree with me on this, but I would rather see anybody else win this match, not named Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler faced Becky for the championship at the Royal Rumble WrestleMania and lost. Cleanly. That's it. That is it. Do not have her win Money in the Bank to do it again. Unless you have her win Money in the Bank, like cash in on Becky unexpectedly and have her win the title. Other than that, don't even. Don't put us through that again. She lost cleanly. It's over. Y'all killed the whole mystique of Shayna Baszler at WrestleMania. Now, I don't know if WWE is going to add another match to Money in the Bank after what happened tonight with Mandy and Sonya. I would like them to add another match. But knowing we got this big Undertaker special starting this Sunday, I don't see it happening. I see them leaving it as a 5-match card. I would love to see another match added, but I wouldn't exactly put my money on it or bank on it. Now, to the other thing I promised to discuss on this podcast, my favorite Money in the Bank matches. Okay, for the men's Money in the Bank match, my favorite match has got to be 2016. Dean Ambrose winning Money in the Bank, cashing in on a night where all 3 members of the Shield held the Money in the Bank. Dean, Seth, and Roman. Seth won it from Roman. Dean won it minutes later. Became WWE champion. One of the biggest eruptions in the T-Mobile Center in Las Vegas ever. I had never heard a crowd erupt for a Money in the Bank cashing like that since Dolph Ziggler's. It was huge. Now for the women's, obviously, Carmella. Carmella's cash-in was special. Special. That was a moment. The feeling in that building was probably amazing. Despite the fact that Mike Chioda actually almost choked it up. Oh yeah, speaking of Mike Chioda, he has a Twitter account now. So follow him on Twitter. He has a Twitter account. I can't believe Mike Chioda has a Twitter account, but he does. I'm glad they mentioned Carmella's first win at Money in the Bank tonight on SmackDown, because a lot of people forget she's actually a 2-time winner. They say she won Money in the Bank, and they claim it was only, and they act like it wasn't twice. She won it twice. within a maximum of 5 days. And the funny thing is, I heard from somebody who's a fan of mine, who's a friend of mine, who's an insider in wrestling, that the board of directors of WWE was actually perfectly fine with the original way she won the case. So why even do the rematch? Ratings, I guess. It was for ratings. But let's be real, it made no sense to do a rematch. Now, I'm going to have a crazy schedule with my upcoming podcasts next week. Money in the Bank is on Sunday, so instead of doing a Wednesday podcast, I'm going to do a Tuesday podcast reviewing Money in the Bank and Monday Night Raw. I'm probably going to do a Wednesday podcast reviewing NXT and AEW, and do a Friday podcast reviewing SmackDown. And it's going to be probably 3 podcasts next week, which will bring my episode total up to 8. And one of my friends had an idea. When this channel gets to 50 subscribers, I'm going to do it like a special thing every milestone. 50 subscribers, you guys on Twitter, if I still have my account. I hope I still have my account. At MetsFan884, if you want to follow my account and help me promote my podcast, please do. On my Twitter account, when I get to 50 subscribers, you guys can ask me any wrestling-related question you want to. Anything. Anything wrestling-related. That would be, you guys can give me any wrestling questions you want me to answer on this podcast on my Twitter account when I get to 50 subscribers. For 100 subscribers, I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with 100 subscribers. Because remember, this is just a starting podcast. I haven't got any big responses for this podcast yet. Hopefully Money in the Bank will be huge this Sunday. And hopefully it'll leave the WWE Network with WWE fans with a better taste in their mouth than what left them last year. With Brock winning Money in the Bank. Hopefully it will be no surprise Brock Lesnar appearances this year. Let's keep Brock out of Money in the Bank. We already got all the participants for Money in the Bank. They've already been named. We've already got the 6. I would like to hear your Money in the Bank predictions either under this video, on my Facebook account. I will not give my Facebook account on here. You ask me for it, I will send you a link. DM me on Twitter, I will send you a link to my Facebook. On my Instagram account, again, ask me for my Instagram account on my DM on Twitter and I will send it to you. Or you can leave me your predictions for Money in the Bank on my Twitter account at MetsFan884. I will definitely respond because I'm not like these other wrestling fans on Twitter who don't respond. I respond. I love my followers. I love the wrestling community. I love the IWC. Despite what people may think, I also love the wrestling Twitter community. I will respond to your predictions and your questions on Twitter. My next podcast will be on Tuesday, like I said. Tuesday is actually going to be a huge night. NWA is returning with Superpower. That will be on YouTube, the NWA's YouTube channel. If you don't subscribe to them yet, subscribe. You can watch all the old episodes of NWA Power. Getting ready for Superpower this coming Tuesday at 6:05. Don't know exactly what they're going to do for Superpower, but it's going to be interesting to see. Don't know exactly what's going to happen on NXT next week, since Rhea Ripley returned this past Wednesday. I'm thinking it's probably going to lead to a triple threat match between Rhea, Io, and Charlotte. Whatever gets the title off Charlotte, do it. I don't care. Because she really does not need the NXT Women's Championship. Not if you're going to continue to have her pop up on Raw. I would like to hear who you think is going to win the respective Money in the Bank matches, although they're all one match. Leave those responses on my Twitter account or under this video when I when I upload it. All my followers on Twitter, I will be sending you this video. All the wrestling community on Twitter, good fight, good night. Because I'm not coming on Twitter tonight. I will probably be back on Twitter probably Sunday before Money in the Bank. If not, I'll be back on probably later Monday. I'll probably slide on, slide off the next couple of days. Check my Twitter, see if anything pops up in my notifications. I'm only taking positive notifications. No negativity on my account. We've all been I've been positive this entire time since I've been back on here. And credit one of my Twitter followers at Mask Babyface for defending me on Twitter yesterday when people were trying to bring up the old crap that I did accounts ago. Come on. I'm tired of ending every podcast having to talk about this. I'm trying to be a better person on Twitter. Can y'all stop bringing up the old stuff? Like, come on. Y'all would remind a recovering drug addict of his addiction if y'all could. Some of y'all. The ones who just want to bring up old crap to start trouble. You don't like me, I ain't forcing you to follow me. I ain't forcing you to like me. I ain't forcing you to respond to my tweets or nothing. Block me. Mute me. Because you think you can raise my ire is not working. I'm a better person than I used to be on Twitter. I'm not going to cave into the BS. We are grown people on Twitter. Well, at least some of us. Act like y'all adults. Stop trying to start trouble every drop of every 10 seconds on Twitter. Y'all make the wrestling Twitter community very, very poisonous with that. That's why I did this podcast. That's why I started this podcast. This podcast is for me to say what I can't say on Twitter, because if I say it on Twitter, it's going to be a bunch of smarks jumping down my throat. Oh, you don't like this person. You don't like that person. When I clearly showed you on the first podcast that I did that this is not the only shirt I own. I can show you my Sasha shades right now. I should not have to worry about every night when I go to bed what's going on my Twitter account. When somebody in wrestling Twitter says good night, we all should say good night. There's no reason to be on Twitter at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning tweeting nothing to nobody. I'm not even on Twitter that late. I've been on Twitter, what? 20 minutes today? 40 minutes the past 2 days? It's not because I don't love the Twitter wrestling community. Not because I don't like I don't love the IWC, because I do. I love the IWC. I love Twitter as much as the internet wrestling community will never probably accept me back. I love the wrestling Twitter community, even though they might never accept me back. I love my followers, even the ones that hate me still. But I'm not going to spend my time on Twitter getting into arguments over wrestling. It's not even worth it. It's opinions, folks. We're allowed to have opinions. We can't all have the same one. It would be boring if we did. Okay? This is the last time I'm ending a podcast saying this. Y'all don't like me, I'm not forcing you to follow me. I'm not forcing you to communicate with me. Just mute me, block me. Don't even communicate with me. You don't have to respond to my tweets if you don't like me. You don't me, okay. I got over 800 followers on Twitter. I'm not going to lose sleep over haters, because that's what's wrong with this world now. So can we please enjoy a wrestling weekend without the BS, please? I know that's a little bit too much to ask, but yeah. I should not have to worry about whether I should put my account on private every week. There's a lot of accounts in the wrestling community that does worse crap on Twitter that don't get nothing, but the good accounts get all the crap. We're wrestling fans. Enjoy wrestling. We got this whole in men's wrestling hashtag going around, that basically is BS. It support all wrestling. I don't care if it's WWE, AEW, TNA, NWA, Ring of Honor, whatever, New Japan. Support all wrestling, men's and women's. Because they all work their asses off. Regardless. Lucha Underground was even epic back when it was around. Support indies wrestling, because they bust their asses too. We need to stop acting like we're not all in one wrestling community, because we are. The minute somebody comes across wrestling community and says wrestling is fake, we all jump on them. That's what we need to be like. A united wrestling fan front, not all at each other's throats over opinions. I don't know. I would like to know underneath this video as well. How will you be watching Money in the Bank this weekend? Will you be watching on the WWE Network? Will you be streaming it? Will you be watching on a pay-per-view? Friend's house? Bar? Because I went to a bar once and watched a pay-per-view. I went to McHale's in Lower Manhattan one year to watch a pay-per-view. It was cold as hell. Didn't come out the place till like 12 o'clock. Couldn't get home till like 2. But it was cold and it was cool too. So I'll be seeing you guys back here on YouTube on Tuesday night to preview Monday Night Raw and Superpower. And to review Monday Night Raw and Superpower. And preview NXT.